Why do you love metal? It's a question that metalheads get asked all the time, a question that has as many answers as there are metalheads. You can love Black Sabbath, Lamb of God, and Meshuggah, but the specific reasons you love each band may intersect very little, if at all. The purpose of this show is to dig into the question, to explore and celebrate the vast stylistic variety within the metal genre. So, why do you love metal? Let's find out on 5 songs. Here it is, another episode of 5 songs.
Woo.
I'm your host, Kevin Tulppo, and my guest today is Rory Donovan Scott of Ann Arbor band Stick Shift. Yeah, Ann Arbor, right?
Yeah, we're
cool.
Ann Arbor.
Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Cool. So everybody knows by now, Rory has brought in 5 metal tunes that he digs, and we're going to find out why he digs them and, talk about stuff like that. And then we're going to listen to them and, gab about them a little bit more. So without further ado, the first song on your list today is Typo Negative making another appearance. This song is a cover of the old 70s soft rock classic, Summer Breeze.
Yep.
So what's the deal with this song?
Well, I mean, Typo Negative in general is my favorite band. Like, their first album came out in 91, the year I was born. My dad was really into them when I was really little, right? So this album was playing a lot when I was 2-3 years old. But the reason I picked this song specifically is because I feel that when a band is covering a song, it's sort of their responsibility to use their own voice in the restructuring of that song, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And, very often nowadays we hear all these songs on the radio, cover songs that don't really make an effort to do that. Instead, just trying to recreate the song as much as possible from the original. I think that Typo Negative has such a strong voice to begin with as a band, such a unique sound that when they do cover a song so far out of their genre, it's amazing to hear that they're still able to make it their own.
Right on.
I love that, and plus Peter Steele, low voice. I love singing low voice songs.
Baritones of the world unite, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, let's cue it up and have a listen to it. This is Typo Negative with Summer Breeze. Ryan, typo negative, Summer Breeze. You know, I totally agree with what you're saying about bands putting their stamp on a song when they do a cover of it. I can think of several off the top of my head. You know, different bands that have done covers. Slayer with Dissident Aggressor and Voivod with Astronomy Divine. Stuff like that, where not only do they put their stamp on it, but and I think it's just a matter of, you know, being much more into metal than I am classic rock. But I think, you know, I think like this cover of Summer Breeze is actually superior to the original because of the juxtaposition, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's so against type for the band, but it's also, you know, it's a song about fucking summer breezes on the beach, you know, and it sounds like a funeral dirge,
which
you know?
plays into the humor of what Typo does. But you know, they put a cover on almost every one of their albums. Starting with the second album, going through, I think, their sixth album, they covered the Beatles, they covered Neil Young, Cinnamon Girl.
Yeah.
They did a medley of Santana songs. So you know, I really am inspired by their ability to think outside the box and pick songs completely out of their genre, sort of tackle it like a challenge. You know,
Right on.
It's fucking killer.
All right, cool. Next up on the list is Corrosion of Conformity. I think this is their first time showing up on this show.
Really?
This song is called The Door. What do you like about this one?
Well, I mean, COC in general, they're like a fucking wall of hard, heavy rock, you know, especially the era in which Pepper Keenan was their vocalist. They, the way they mixed and mastered their albums, you know, kept it really, really heavy while not over muddying it, so you could really hear all the subtleties in every instrument. Every instrument has its own moments to shine, and it all blends together. And Pepper Keenan also had fantastic control over his voice, and that's something that I respect. You know, being able to use appropriate diction and go from like a talking voice to a screaming voice to it, et cetera, being able to cut back and forth like that.
Right.
So, and this song in general is just a lot of fun.
All right, cool. Well, let's listen to it. Corrosion of Conformity, The Door.
Don't we big city sheep, or just trapped in your hummus?
version of Conformity to the Door, there was a lot of cool stuff going on in that song. I see
hair on your chest.
I see what you were talking about with the production of it. I mean, you got like that ZZ Top flavor with a little bit of phaser on the vocals during the verse, and then then even though they have two guitars, they just went just bass and a guitar solo for the guitar solo, and and then the bass drops out toward the end of the song. There's all kinds of like cool little stuff going on in that song,
and just like that genre of rock, like you can really just picture yourself in a fucking bar fight, the hair growing on your chest, so growly, so masculine, so power thirst.
Right? Yeah. Nice. That's good, man. I confess that I've never gotten into COC, although their one big radio hit, "Clean My Wounds" is an awesome song. I love it,
And that's a very isolated phase of their career, because they've had two very different, distinct sounds. Much like you and Trish were talking in the other episode about how Typo had their earlier, much more thrashy stuff, and then their doom metal stuff. COC went through a very similar, like thrashy, early Metallica phase in their first three albums, and then they actually brought in Pepper just to be a guitarist, and he sang one track on that, and it completely changed the entire theme and sound of their band. You'd probably really like their older stuff.
I should get into. I've actually been listening to a lot of Machine Head lately, which is a band that I've never gotten into. But pretty much everything I've heard from them so far I like. There was one that was all acousticy and whiny that I didn't like so much, but they got a lot of really good stuff. Anyway, before we get too far off track.
Oops, sorry.
That's all right, man. Next up on your list is Clutch, of course. I was expecting you to bring some Clutch, because I know you're a massive Clutch fan, and in fact, Stick Shift began as a Clutch tribute band.
Hence the name, Stick Shift Clutch. Yeah.
Right on. So this song is called "Burning Beard." What era of Clutch is this from?
This was their era that sort of jump-started them into their highest production value. So this was an album that, they incorporated stuff like keyboards and harmonicas in, not on every track, but they went for like a very full, rounded, not clean, but more clean than their older stuff.
Right. Well, because my Clutch fandom sort of ends at the self-titled album that had
great album.
That had what is it?
Space Grass,
and all that like that.
Escape from the Forbidden Planet.
Up to that, when he was just when he was stoned out of his gourd and just screaming fucking nonsense, But once they kind of kicked back into that kind of cool groove and he started singing and trying to make sense, I was like, I just totally lost interest.
Yeah, that's definitely a very genuine concern. There was I sort of say that there's three phases of Clutch. There's the phase that you were just bringing up. There's the phase that I brought up, and then the sort of segue area in the middle incorporated a lot of more heavy sounds, but at the same time, they were allowing themselves to be influenced more by blues, by jazz, that kind of thing. So while there was a lot of screaming, a lot of but they were going in the direction of groove. You know what I mean? But for me, Clutch really blossomed into the forefront as Neil learned to get better control over his voice. Whereas their two newest albums, Earth Rocker and Psychic Warfare, just the things he's able to do with his voice, being that he too is a baritone and able to sing way higher than a lot of people that I know, and belt it too. It doesn't sound strained to him. It sounds natural. He's fully embraced that, and I have a lot of respect for that. But I just like how groovy Clutch is. They're a fucking groovy band. Cool.
All right. Well, let's listen to this track then. This is "Burning Beard" by Clutch.
Lobster bags attack the town.
And that was Clutch with Burning Beard. That's the kind of Clutch I dig. It's it's very raucous and it's like you were saying with COC. That's like like Guy Ritchie would use that in a pool hall fight scene.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Hey, we're fucking live over here. Yeah.
My favorite thing probably about Clutch is lyrically, and normally lyrics don't mean that much to me. I'm more about the sound of the music, but lyrically, Clutch, they manage to break out of the tropes that you get in rock and metal, the sex, drug, rock and roll. They're able to break out of that and tell completely almost like folk story style stories in there.
Well, yeah, but
that have nothing to do with
I don't think
any of those tropes.
I wouldn't say that it's really difficult for them to do that because they've never sounded like a typical rock band.
No,
anyway,
absolutely not. Absolutely not. For me personally, when I'm recording, I make a point of not writing music that's too emotional because when I'm singing, if I can't get into that emotional head frame, then the song's just going to fall apart live.
Right.
So most of my stuff is actually more goofy than it is angry, simply because it's way easier for me to get into a goofy headspace than
hey, whatever works, man. I mean that's kind of like when I'm playing, my banter between songs isn't like.
Well, it offers a great contrast when seeing you guys live to get that fucking most vicious of vicious music followed by the borderline sort of slapstick comedy. It's a lot of fun. Love the contrast.
just trying to break the ice. I don't know. All right. Anyhow, that was Clutch, and that was good. That was the kind of Clutch I like. It wasn't the singy social issues type stuff that annoys me. So
I'm glad I was able to bring something you'd enjoy to the table.
All right, cool. Next up on the list is The Sword making another appearance. This song is called Apocryphon.
Yes, sir.
What do you dig about this song?
Well, I mean, The Sword in general is a lot of fun because they're almost a D&D inspired band, and I really dig that. The kind of riffs that they do almost sort of mirror medieval style composition of music. They use galloping in a port where a guy would be riding on a horse in a song, that kind of thing. But this song in particular is kind of fun because it's more sci-fi in its composition. It actually starts with a synth pad playing, and the whole composition of the song feels much more like you're on a ship going through warp drive
right.
through a galaxy than anything else, and I really enjoy that. It's just fun.
All right, cool. Let's fire it up. The Sword with Apocryphon. Sword with Apocryphon. Yeah, they're it's like the stoner metals that has like a heavily Black Sabbath influenced,
Yeah,
of
sort
course.
of Kiss and
Yeah.
They're really fun live too, because they just get in the zone. They're just like everything else sort of just like blanks out. In between songs they'll interact with the audience and whatnot, but when they're in the zone, they're just fucking there. Like it's the only thing that exists is their music to them. I love that kind of dedication.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, you kind of have to. I get like that when I'm playing too. I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
That's the whole reason I'm there. You just got to dive into it and live it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Last song on your list. This is a band called King, spelled with a Y, Kyng. Don't ask me. I don't think I've ever heard of this band.
They're fairly new. I think they formed in 2011, so they're pretty new on the scene. But they, again, very Black Sabbath influenced, but like heavy Black Sabbath, like a Dehumanizer age Black Sabbath. They're pretty. They're like, I like to say they're as heavy as a band can get while still having non-harsh vocals.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, this song is called "Falling Down." What do you like about this song in particular?
That's just the first one I heard from them. It's one of the only ones that's been on the radio. They got a lot of other really good tunes too, but this is a little more catchy than a lot of their more underground stuff. A little bit easier to introduce people with, and then once you get a flavor for their sound, it's easier to sort of transition into some of their more complex stuff.
Okay. Well, let's cue it up and have a listen to it then. This is King with "Falling Down."
Drifting near while you walk to the lake.
right, King, Falling Down. I like that. Did you say that they're playing this kind of shit on the radio now?
Yeah, I heard this on Riff the first time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I haven't heard any other songs of theirs on the radio.
Well, no.
But
No, it's good. I like it. I think it definitely has that kind of bluesy stoner feel to it, but it's not like super fuzzy, super saturated fuzzy stuff. I like the guy's vocals. I think he's got a pretty impressive range.
yeah, he does. Fucking being able to belt like that, I'm jealous.
Well, you'll get it. You'll get it one of these days. Just keep
I don't
practicing.
I don't know if me particularly will ever be able to get quite that high, but whatever. We work with what we're given.
All right, then. That was your last song, man.
Yes, it was.
You brought a pretty cool list. I figured, I knew you'd bring some cool clutch. They all, well, except for Typo was kind of off on its. Typo was kind of the anomaly because all the rest of this is like pretty like
into a theme,
just like kind of Smash Mouth, really blues influenced, hard rock. Really,
you say Smash Mouth, I'm thinking somebody once told me.
Oh God!
See, you had to go there. Why sully this? In any case, good list. This was pretty good shit.
It's come to a close too soon.
I know. Well, you got to pick longer songs, man. You should listen to.
I put a Typo on there.
You should listen to
10-minute average.
To some of these.
Allowed to say fucking
some of these prog rockers bringing in these 20-minute songs and whatnot. I
like prog.
Yeah, but Mastodon's got that 11-minute song. Mm-hmm. There's long stuff out there that you dig. Anyhow, that's it for this episode of 5 Songs. Thanks, Rory, for coming on the show again.
Thank you for having me.
As usual, thanks to Gary for engineering this thing and making us sound good. And thanks to John Archer for letting us record it here at the lovely and talented Maidstone Theatre in Ypsilanti.
Best venue ever.
All right, and to close it out, we're going to hear a song from your band, Stick Shift. The title of this song the actual title of this song is Working Title. All right, check it out, folks, and we'll see you next time.
Look out! Breathing in, breathing out. Can you hear when I shout? Hear the woods trembling, Bigfoot sees all our sins. Can you believe? Looking up, looking down every street in our town. Monster rats deep below, wait for their time to blow. Can you believe? Of course. The peace of the world. Feel your inner child. Beneath the No one peace sounds the most. Wretched fiends screaming ghosts in our homes. We all hide, banshee screams, we all die. Can you believe? Of course. The peace of the world. Feel
Right, yeah. Hold on a second. Hey, we're fucking live over here. All right. Yeah.
Oh, God.
See, he had to go there. Why sully this? Did you say that they're playing this kind of shit on the radio now?
Mm-hmm.